Hey everybody, and welcome once again to Get Indie Gaming. In today's video, we're taking a look and ranking the best games we played this past April. As always, you can find links to all of the games featured in the video down in the description, and with that, let's find out which games we enjoyed playing the most these past few weeks. Released on April the 1st, Rounds is a 1v1 dueling roguelike shooter where each time you die you unlock new abilities to make you that little bit stronger. Now this really is addictive in a good way and comes with local couch co-op as well as an online playing option, both of which so far have given us tremendous amount of enjoyment. The controls are super tight and responsive, which makes the battles and all-round combat feel really well implemented. We're kinda wishing there was an option for, let's say, a 2v2, but either way, fans of stick fight and other 1v1 battlers will want to get this on their wish lists, with it being available to play via PC on the Steam storefront. Out a week or so ago as this video goes live, and one we played in our very first gaming live stream on its launch day. If you haven't seen the stream and are interested in checking it out, there's a link in the description or via the card that's on screen now in certain browsers. Turnip Boy was and remains a revelation. It's super fun to play and really cleverly written, with plenty of meta gags throughout, many of which are genuinely laugh out loud funny. In this one, you're playing as a lovable rogue who also happens to be a turnip, with you in the debt of the town's mayor having committed a little bit of tax evasion. Here you're put to work by the mayor as his assistant, who in turn has you undertaking a number of quests and errands. There's plenty of early Zelda going on here, with the gameplay revolving around fetch quests and boss battles within, let's call them dungeons, and they're great fun and come at a perfectly judged pace. It's not an overly long game and players can have the credits rolling in around the 3-hour mark, which makes it perfect for playing in one single playthrough or perhaps over the course of a weekend. We played Turnip Boy exclusively on the PC, although at the moment you can also pick this up on the Nintendo Switch. Moving swiftly on, we have something that really should be as well known, talked about, and played as something like Untitled Goose Game, and yet so far, well, that doesn't appear to be the case. Rain on Your Parade is a magnificently simple concept, and we're surprised it hasn't been done before. You play as a delightfully delinquent cloud who seems hell-bent on upsetting anyone and everyone, from newlyweds to school children to gig goers and more, by way of raining on, blowing away, freezing or striking with bolts of lightning. It's all very silly in what's also in places quite a clever little puzzle game set within the backstory of a grandfather's bedtime story to his grandson. You can pick up Rain on Your Parade on the PC, Switch, Xbox, with it also available to play via the Xbox Game Pass service. Up next, and something that launched back in February, although we've only recently gotten hold of it. As you can see, Qomp fairly and self-evidently is based and looks and kind of feels a little bit like Pong, with it being super minimalistic throughout. As for the gameplay, well, it's mostly all about navigating the level's mazes with enemies to avoid and bosses to defeat. You control the ball by way of a single button, with you needing to guess and estimate how your interactions with the ball will alter its direction. I can see how all of this might look just a little so simple, and in a word, super boring, but yet in all honesty it really isn't. It's hyper engaging, although rather chilled, and comes with plenty accessibility options too. If you want, you can zoom out the camera to see the entire level, you can make yourself invincible and also toggle a cue on the screen that indicates where the ball will travel once you make your next move. All of these can be triggered and turned off at any point via the game's pause menu. Like Turnip Boy, Qomp is on the short side and can be played from start to finish in around the 3-hour mark, and having done so, you have the option to play through the game again, with this time it being just that little bit harder. Qomp really is an utter delight, and with it being around the $5, Euro or British pound sort of price, it feels like a steal. Qomp is available via the Steam store for PCs. Up next, we wanted to make a very brief mention of the release of Disco Elysium: The Final Cut, which added full voice acting to the tune of over 1 million spoken words, which took the team 14 months to record. It also adds new political quests and new areas. This update will, there's no doubt, put the cherry on the top of what for many is one of the greatest RPGs ever made. Up now and moving onwards to Dorfromantik, which is available to play via Steam in early access. Now this one feels and looks like something you might find within tabletop gaming. It's a city building planning strategy game where you must place your tiles within patterns, and in so doing, you're able to craft a world full of procedurally generated houses, canals, wind turbines, railways, and much more. Aside from just playing for playing's sake, the game has you play to complete a certain number of tasks, such as pulling together a certain number of houses side by side, which in turn sees you being given more tiles, which in turn adds and extends time to the game, while also giving you access to newer and different types of tiles. We found this magnificently therapeutic, with the calming, subtle pastel colours, relaxing music, and minimal rush to get things done. Once out of early access, which should be towards the end of the year, we can expect to see additional tiles, added complexity, more biomes, and even a creative mode. As it stands today though, it's already a compelling experience and one we look forward to playing again come its full release. Described by the developer as a love letter to platformers from the 1990s, Kaze and the Wild Masks delivers quite the stunning homage to many a long list of games from the 8 and 16-bit eras. Much of the gameplay and what makes Kaze so fun comes, well, via its implementation of many a classic platforming mechanic from back in the day, but with also added polish and modern flourishes. This is also clearly apparent from the quite frankly drop-dead attractive visuals, with the backgrounds and characters exquisitely designed, with them being accompanied by really rather fine audio and sound effects. With its modern look and feel and implementation of so many classical gameplay and mechanics, it really does offer players a rather rewarding look back into the era where many of its players and viewers here on Get Indie Gaming first started playing. Kaze and the Wild Mask is available on PC, all of the consoles, and Google Stadia. And lastly for today, Wildfire Swap came out towards the beginning of April and sees players swapping tiles around a grid in order to prevent buildings from catching fire. You do this by moving the tiles around so the fire doesn't spread through the trees and onwards into the buildings, and had us working as a collective to try and figure out the various options and solutions we had to better the game. It really is a puzzling triumph that's available right now via Steam. So there we go, that's it. That's all we have time for this monthly rundown of the best games we've played over the course of the prior month. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so. Many thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again here soon for more indie game videos.